Hi, everybody. I'm Sharon from Angelics-Speak.com. And if you don't know or are new to the channel, I channel archangels. And on this channel, it seems that it will be mostly Michael. So it's a very rainy, dark day today, very mellow, the kind of day when you want to read a book and fall asleep reading. So it's a good day to go within and channel. So let's start. Greetings, everyone. This is Michael. I'm happy to be with you today. I would like to speak today about repetitive mental and emotional patterns that you have within your mind. All of you have them. But as you awaken and you begin to perceive reality in a new way, as most of you know, there is a purification process that occurs. Old memories, old emotional traumas, difficult times are all flushed up, often one at a time, to be looked at and purified and then released. Along with those events that are often traumatic times, either in this time or another, there are also often repetitive mental and emotional loops that each of you go through, and you're usually unaware that this is what is occurring. Strong emotions follow a thought, a repetitive thought that says, "This hurt me," or "I wish I could have that," or "I'm in pain because." And the heart follows those thoughts and produces the pain again. Now, I'm not discounting pain that you have in the here and now. Grief, loss, rejection. Those are all normal parts of your human experience. I'm speaking about old pain, old traumas that left an impression in your subtle being. And then your mind periodically pulls that trauma and the memories and emotions associated with it up for replay. And over time, instead of replaying that trauma, what occurs is simply a repetitive thought process. I am hurting so badly. I miss something. I miss so and so. I miss doing such and such. And it comes up over and over again until it's released. So how do you release this? It's a little different than some of the other releases that happen mostly from the energy that's coming through or from your own inner pure energy that burns through it. When you have repetitive mental and emotional patterns that arise and subside, it's important that you learn to recognize them for what they are. For a long time, each of you will feel it come up and succumb to the emotion and the thoughts that go with it. They will again overwhelm you and cause the same repetitive feelings that you've had over and over again regarding that thought pattern. So it's very important that when these come up, you develop the ability and the inner strength to step back from them and look at them objectively. This is part of learning to become the witness of your experiences. Now, I'm not saying you should dissociate and watch it from a very far distance. You simply detach from it and develop the ability to observe what's going on within yourself while simultaneously experiencing it. When you have experienced this particular emotion and mental pattern over and over again enough, some part of you will say, I am sick of this. I'm tired of this. And it's no longer, I'm tired of not having this, or of missing this, or of wanting this. It becomes, I am tired of this feeling. I'm tired of thinking this way, because I know when I think this way, I will feel that way. And it won't feel good. When you reach that point, this is a major shift, a major turning point in how you relate to life. When you can identify that you are experiencing a repetitive pattern of thinking and emotion, and you're able to step back a little and say, wait, I don't like this, right when it's happening. That gives you the ability to say, stop. And when you do that, you are free. Until you identify these patterns in yourself, and you all have them, until you identify these patterns, you will continue to recycle the thoughts and then the emotions over and over and over again, and experience great pain. This is similar to learning repetitive behaviors that you might do. For example, overspending, overeating, overdrinking, overindulging in anything to the point where it isn't good for you, or not doing things that are good for you. So the same technique of working with your thought and emotional repetitive cycles can be applied to the behaviors that you do in your life. Step back a little when these occur and observe them as they're playing out. This is a technique you learn over time, but if you can meditate, you will learn it quicker, because in meditation, you are learning to observe everything that you're experiencing. So again, when you begin to recognize that you are experiencing something that you have experienced over and over in your life, you stop, take a pause, and say, I felt this before. I don't like the way it feels. I don't need to feel this way anymore. All of these issues have to do with a sense of lack and a sense of not being fully present right now, right here, in this moment. As soon as you move from the center of this moment to a desire, a wish to change something that you can't have at this moment but want, and you allow the emotions to arise and overwhelm you, you are in a loop. It's fine to want to make changes in your life, but when you become overwhelmed repetitively, over and over again, with thoughts of lack and then overwhelming emotion related to those thoughts, you're in a loop. And those loops can be stopped. The key is to learn to recognize them, and once you've recognized them, stop them at the beginning. Recognize that you don't like the feeling you're creating in yourself, and have the strength to say, enough. I don't need to create that feeling in myself anymore. I don't need to relive this situation over and over and over again anymore. I can be free to be here and now and choose how I want to change my life. And if there are changes that you cannot make in your life, you can be free to learn to be at peace about this instead of repetitively struggling over and over, wanting it to somehow be different. The key to dissolving those repetitive patterns is to first recognize that you're experiencing them. And once you've recognized them and see how much pain they are causing you, to tell yourself stop with such clarity and conviction that it stops. Now, it may come back and test you a few more times, but once you've had that first experience of being able to say no and finding that it actually stops, it will be much, much easier to remember to stop it again. No one wants to feel bad. No one wants to weep in pain at lack or loss or longing. If you continue to re-experience these cycles of tremendous pain, thinking about something that you don't have in your life, you can let it go. It will happen when you're ready, but if you practice watching your thoughts, watching what's occurring inside of you, and begin to recognize repetitive ways that you deal with your reality, then you become able to consciously make changes to them. As long as they remain unconscious, it's like a broken record. You go around and around and around in this cycle of suffering. Now, you can't change every situation in your life, but you can come to a point where you realize desiring something that is not currently in your life and repeatedly longing for it and crying for it and suffering because you don't have it is not helping you. It drains you. It can even make you ill. Instead, if you dissolve those repetitive patterns, then you can be objective and say to yourself, I would like to I would like to pursue seeing if I can have that again or now. Or it's not right for me at this time. I need to let that desire go. And when it comes up again, you smile and send it love and let it go again. Or if it works better for you, you simply say, no, this is not good for you right now. It's a little like being a parent, isn't it? You begin to tell this part of you that's old and has been hurt to be at ease and to trust that it will be taken care of in the way that it's perfect in this moment and in every moment. Even though it may not seem perfect, trust that it is. So begin to watch for these repetitive patterns that arise and subside in your life. You will recognize them because when they arise, you've been thinking about something you are lacking, and then pain comes, and maybe even tears or anger. If it's just once about that situation, it's fine. If you're grieving about a real loss in your life, it's fine. But if this is something that's occurred over and over, maybe even for decades, then it's a recurrent loop that you can let go of. And it allows you then to feel lighter and freer and to open more space within you for joy, for bliss, and for tremendous peace. All of us, as archangels, send you our deepest love and blessings. I am Archangel Michael.